Hello there, this is Mr. Heeb, and today we're going to deal with other people in your world. This is my son Charlie, filling in for an extra Steve, and we're going to show you what to do with your code when you have somebody else in your world. All right, so first off, to do it, you have to click Join Game. One person has to first enter a world, and the other one joins the game, and you enter clicking there, Join Game. All right, most people usually figure that out on their own. One thing that they don't figure out on their own is how to get into somebody's specific world. So if there's a lot of people playing in the room, how do you get to one particular person? And so what we need to do is we need to type in if config into our command terminal. And so once we do that, you can find the number right up at the top there, and that's the number that you'll need on your friend's computer if you want to go into their world. So each computer has a number associated with it, and that's the one that you'll need to find if you want to join their world. Otherwise, you can just keep trying and guessing and hoping that you get it, but there's a more specific way of figuring it out. All right. Oh, geez. I just went back and, well, I guess that's what happens when you leave your son unattended. He attacks you. All right. Well, now I'm going to start up my own game, and I'm going to have my son join in. All right. Charlie, you can join me now. All right. So there he is. And so now we're back in the game. So now let's figure out how to deal with the other person in your game. So we need to figure out that each person has a number associated with them. And we need to figure out what his number and my number is so we can do things based on each other. So let's have, we'll say entity ID, IDs, throw an S on there because there's going to be a couple of them. Then MC.get player entity IDs. Open and close parenthesis, and let's just print these entity IDs so you can see what that looks like. When I run it, let's save it real quick, and you'll see, oh, is there a mistake? Did I spell it wrong? Oh yeah, there it is. All right, now we run it. And those are the two IDs. Now, the first number is usually associated with the person who owns the world, and the second number is the other person in the world. A lot of times the first number is 1, but, you know, it all just depends on the circumstance. All right. So now, typically you're going to see me type this for entity in entity IDs. Print entity or do something. So what this does is it loops through each of the entities and it does something, whether it's checking the position, moving some block or changing a block in their position. This is a basic format that you're going to see me do quite a bit, where I say for entity and entity, meaning like it's going to check each entity and then do something to each of the entities. So one thing we could do is we could say MC dot entity get position. And if we do that, and then I ran it, oh, do we need the word entity in there? So it takes an argument. So it gets get position of each entity. So it's going to get the position of the first one. You have your X, Y, and Z, and then the X, Y, and Z of the second one. You can see the first one is the coordinates I have, and so that just means that Charlie is in that other coordinate. Oh, there he is. Now what we have is another thing that you'll see often with entity IDs is, say, player 1, and we're going to index it as the 0, so that's the first person, and because Python starts counting at 0, and then we'll do entity ID, which is going to index with 1, which will be the second person. And then throughout the entire code, you can just refer to it as player 1 or player 2 or player 3, depending on how many people you want in your world. and then when you print those out, it'll be both of those entity IDs. This is a fairly common approach.